When it comes to Gerard Butler's movies, they always tend to be okay to good action movies where anyone can be satisfied. So, with the latest movie, Kandahar, which is about a CIA agent whose cover is blown on a mission. And so now he has to go on ahead and rescue his translator and meet up at the rendezvous point so that way both of them can be alive. And that way, Gerard Butler character can actually meet up and be there in time for his daughter's graduation for high school. And with a premise like that, you'll think that the movie will be good because I was able to see this movie a week before it's supposed to be released because this movie was supposed to come out the same weekend as The Little Mermaid and The Machine. Very tough competition. So when I went there and actually saw this movie, because AMC had like a special events for AMC members where you can watch the movie, I was 100% bored and disappointed because I didn't know half of the things that's going down in this film. I don't know if it was just the movie theater itself, or I don't know if it's just the movie, because one, I live in the United States. So when it came down to the political part of this film, they were speaking in their native language. So of course you will have subtitles so that way people can understand the premise of the movie. So while I was watching the movie and they were talking in their native language, guess what? The subtitles were in Spanish. So I'm even 10 times confused. Technically, I saw one guy actually walk out of the film because how bored it was and how he just didn't understand what the hell was going on. And so when it came down to that, I kind of like looked at my app to see if this is like kind of like Spanish subtitles. Does it come with Spanish subtitles? And it says no, there's nothing. There's nothing indicated that. So I don't know if that was the movie theater. So if you guys have watched this movie and by the time that this review is out, let me know down in the comment section, did that happen to you? Or did you guys get English subtitles when you see that the Pakistan, the Iranian, and the Afghanistan government were actually talking towards each other in their native language? Let me know down in the comment section. But part of the movie was kind of very confusing because they had like useless subplots. And because one of the useless subplots that they don't even go forward with is when it came down to like this British journalist, because they have like this British journalist who pretty much had like some scoop about the CIA shutting down the Iranian like nuclear weaponry factory. And then so once she got the scoop and we see that the Iranian government, they were able to spy on her and listen to her conversation, they put her into jail and they don't even go any further with her whole storyline or anything else. They just literally, she's just only there for like 5 minutes throughout this whole 2 hour movie. And then like you just see her at the end where they just kind of like let her go. We don't know like what's her faith or anything else. We don't know if she's going to be executed. We don't know anything about it. She's just only there to be captured and that's it. There's no mentioning about her or anything else. So of course, like the other part of the movie, we spend like an hour not having character development with the relationship between Gerard's Butler character and the translator, which I have to give the guy who plays the translator his props because he did a fantastic job. His acting skills was 100% on top because his facial reactions when he has to figure out like why Gerard Butler's characters, like his whole mission was, when he had to figure that out and his face expression was just like, what? Like, I cannot believe like you got me into this mess. I can't believe Roman, because of course Roman hired Gerard Butler to do this mission, which eventually got blown. Like his whole face expression of the translator was just 100% like amazing. And his interactions throughout the whole situation was genuine. And it kind of was very more realistic because your job was supposed to translate. Roman was supposed to tell you that your job was supposed to translate. He didn't tell you that you have to go ahead and do this dangerous mission. You have to drive Gerard Butler to this dangerous location and everything else. And then so when things had hit the fan and they had to go ahead to this rendezvous point so that way they can survive, we can just see how he's just so frustrated with the whole situation and everything else. On top of that, you kind of feel sorry for him because he also tells his backstory backstory on how his son got killed by mercenaries. And then so when Gerard Butler's character actually meet one of his mercenary friends, we can just see the intentions and how disappointed and how much rage that he has because he wants to go ahead and kill the leader because of the fact that this leader is the one who is responsible for his son's death. So, of course, this whole thing is just kind of happened. And on top of that, he just took a very much big ass whooping. Like, this man got like literally like destroyed and beat up and everything else. And you just feel bad for him because all the stuff that he's going through. But him or his relationship with Gerard Butler, it just feels very forced, and it just feels like a very much of a waste of a time with them trying to have like this deep connection with each other. Because with the first half of the movie, they're just trying to escape. And then now with the second half, they're trying to have like this close bond relationship. And honestly, the moment have just passed and it was just very much weak and forced and everything else. But with Gerard Butler and Roman, which happens to be the guy who sent him to this mission, that was believable because there were certain scenes where we see that Roman, he feels bad about the situation because their cover is blown and he's trying to save Gerard Butler's character. And so that relationship was kind of like very good, but it wasn't that very much impactful, but it was very more believable than Gerard Butler and his translator. And the villains throughout the whole movie, they're very one dimensional, or they had like one motions because you had the guy who was in charge of like the Iranian like military or government or whatever he is. Like his whole face expression just looked like he's about to cry. Like he looks like he's about to cry and that he feels sorry for you and everything. And then you have the terrorist group where the actor's name is Ali. He looked like he was just one of those employees that hates their job and that doesn't want to go to their job, but they only have to go there because of the benefits. There's even at one point of the movie, like he's literally in a meeting and he's just like have like this mean mug face, like I don't want to be here, and he's on his phone swiping right to some chicks on his Tinder profile, or whatever. And then the next scene, he's clapping cheeks. So like that's just pretty much how he just looks throughout the whole film. And it was just very irritated. Like I was just very annoyed by the villains and everything else. The action was okay. Like the best part about the action was the nighttime because the military Iranian guy, he had his helicopter and he was trying to shoot down Gerard's Butler's like whole thing and trying to like stop him. And it was great to see how like Gerard Butler sees throughout the night because they got no electricity. It's just them in the wilderness at night with moonlight and stars. So it was great to see how like what Gerard Butler's character, when he used the like telescope or whatever he's using to see how to shoot down the helicopter. But other than that, like I do feel like the actions was okay. He recently released a movie called Plane, and the action was way better than this one. So I really do feel like the actions was on this weak side. But everything else, like the only character that I really did care for was the translator, and he did a fantastic job. Like honestly, like that was the only character I actually cared about. The movie tried to have like so many messages, but I really do feel like it missed the mark because it just didn't go full through with the message, or it just wasn't that deep. Like it was just very cookie cutter, or it was just very like just lackluster. Like they just kind of want to just end the movie, so they trying to figure out how to like just end it. And like I said, there are certain things that wasn't resolved because the translator, he has his sister still missing, and then we have Gerard Butler. Is he going to help him find his sister? We don't know. But overall, my rating of this movie will have to be a 4 out of 10. I didn't and really enjoyed it. They did have some enjoyable moments, but overall, the movie was just boring and bad. And honestly, let me know down in the comment section if you guys are planning on watching this movie. Honestly, my suggestion would be like just watching on Hulu or Netflix or whatever streaming platform that it comes out on. Don't kind of like watching in theaters. But if you guys are, let me know and let me know your experience and everything else. And if you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out here. Peace.